after I actually ended dealing with Frank and possibly Alan's hate base for a couple of years ago, and we have to jump into a new segment about a person by the name of Tangle. I don't have his real name yet, but I could try to have a civil talk with him for attacking Sebastian in the wrong way. Today I'm going to make a response video to a person that calls himself Tangle. He has been complaining about an issue with a Discord bot which is spamming across someone else's server, and he has also been blaming Sebastian in a stupid way, like overthrowing him and accusing him without any proof or evidence such as screenshots. Then he decided to accusing him of abusing moderation tools on Discord and thinking of Sebastian is a toxic. And thinking of Sebastian is tricking him and everyone else. And he has also been manipulating anyone to turn against Sebastian when he wasn't doing anything wrong. According to Sebastian, he showed me some screenshots like those on this video, which it shows that he also spams massively in the chart, I mean on the chat, in order to get everyone attention. And begging for Devin Tales to remove Sebastian Roll off his profile, think of him, doesn't deserves it. What happened was that Tangle decided to take over Devin Tales' server and planned to attempt to destroy his fans, making the community even worse than it already is. I don't know what his goal is to take something for his own benefit, but I'm not taking any sides on this situation. Let's just get to the response video to Tangle, shall we? Sorry if my microphone just cut off, but let's just get into response to Tangle, shall we? I don't know who you are or where you're from, so are you one of those Frank's crew and spying for them, right? If not, then you need to listen to this because there are quite a lot of warnings that you pretty much don't know about. Ever since, if someone goes berserk like you were trying to do, then you know that you will lose a couple of friends that you trust. I'm not exactly trying to be mean, but I'm just saying that you exactly to make things worse for yourself. Because when you're doing those kind of shits like you used to take over a server, just because Sebastian made a mistake doesn't mean that you had to be traumatized over it. Not only that, making death threats towards them and everything that you force people to join your side or everything will make them not to trust you. And you were accusing Sebastian of doing something wrong when there's no actual evidence whatsoever, whether you decide to back up your claims. But just remember, you know that Discord bots can be sometimes broken or the servers were fucked because of malfunctioning codes that create bugs to spam massively across everyone in the server. If a Discord bot is broken, then their only other way of find the alternative one as long as it's not pretty much broken. But you might not quite what his bot means, but I can explain it to you. A Discord bot is any bot added to a Discord server to automate tasks that are ordinarily performed by humans, such as sending private chats and texts, orienting new members and users, moderating interactions between members, and more. That's quite more of those that be also used for different programs to run a server, or making something looks like a character is talking, and pretty much more. If a bot is broken, then you should have told somebody to send a feedback to the owner of the Discord bot and resolve the issues for everybody who uses it. But you know, not everyone's going to listen to you, but you have to make things right rather than fighting someone over some stupid shit. Which is that doing something in your own ways is not helping. You could try learn things from your own mistakes and avoid any problems that might not making you look so bad. It's not that hard. I was trying to give you some source of constructive criticism like a man. And I get that you are 17 years old, but you're almost 18 years old becoming an adult. Also, you must know that death threats don't work at all. And if you're actually doing this in real life, and all of a sudden you might get yourself arrested for treating those people like an actual threat. Don't act like you're better than anyone. No one is exactly that smart. We all make different mistakes. And you know what? Different opinions shouldn't be judged. Let me guess, you also need to get some helps and take responsibility for your own actions. As long as you don't get yourself in trouble, then everything around you will be okay. But you should know the difference between right and wrong based on freedom of speech. Sebastian has been through a lot ever since that group of people who are with Frank wrongly attacked him for something when Sebastian was a minor. I dealt with this asshole Frank, also known as Official Vega's channel. Ever since this guy got a group of his friends like Aiden, Colin, Gavin, and Brimstone and other assholes who are with him, they continuously kept accusing Sebastian of being Charles. Yeah, you may not have heard of those people when it comes to past drama like this, but I don't know that much about him, but he is quite better known as 39, who has been engaging in predatory behavior towards children. And you know exactly that it's quite a long story of how things just happened. Yes, they were standing up against people's rights and thinking that they have the right to harass children. So that's pretty much not okay to mess with a 16-year-old kid's channel back in like almost 2 years ago. And also they were making this shit worse, but we already called them out ever since they learned their lesson. But you know that's not quite good to see how they were raiding a server, hacking somebody else's IP address. Like I'm gonna have to send Aiden Collin to law enforcement. Like if he would try anything illegally ever since he was being a dipshit, he would be fucked. All it would take is for people to track the corresponding IP address to the phone or tablet or computer they were using to send that particular email. And they do have programs that can pierce right through VPN, so VPN wouldn't really do shit for him at that point. But if you want to know how the consequences would be, is that we might try to get someone like Frank from an example in debate alongside with possibly Frank's crew, and we might take an action on reporting him or being permanently called out of the internet, so he would not be getting away with any kind of problems. So it did happen during the live stream, but you might know that we might do exactly the same thing to you if you don't man up and get some help. You should know on what freedom of speech was all about, people helping each other, and they have rights to work things out on how to resolve their problems or sharing their thoughts and opinions about certain things. Freedom of speech is a fundamental right that allows individuals to express their thoughts and opinions without censorship or fear of retaliation. It is a cornerstone of democracy and essential for the protection of individual liberties. However, with this freedom comes great responsibility. While we have the right to speak our minds, it's important to remember that words can have consequences. Hate speech, incitement to violence, and defamation are not protected under freedom of speech laws and can lead to legal repercussions. In addition, while we may disagree with someone's beliefs or opinions, it's crucial to engage in respectful debate rather than resorting to personal attacks or harassment. Freedom of speech doesn't mean we're free from criticism. In addition, while we may disagree with someone's beliefs or opinions, it's crucial to engage in respectful debate rather than resorting to personal attacks or harassment. Freedom of speech doesn't mean we're free from criticism. It means that we have the right to express ourselves without fear of persecution. However, this also means that others have the right to respond and challenge our ideas. It's important to remember that freedom of speech is not absolute and can be limited in certain circumstances, such as national security concerns or incitement to violence. It's up to us as individuals to exercise our rights responsibly and respectfully, while also recognizing the rights of others. Yeah, I saw what happened, and it was totally uncalled for, but we need to make sure we handle this situation responsibly. First, we need to gather all the evidence we have about what happened. That way we can present a clear case if we decide to take action against Frank or anyone. Damn it, sorry if the microphone cut off the audio again. So, anyway, we can't let the emotion get the best of us. But what things you need to do is that you shouldn't have done that, and you might gonna face some consequences whether you keep acting like that. Anyways, Sebastian wanted some say something to you.
Okay, so Tango, or should I say, Tango Telimor 123. What you're doing is not okay. If what I've gone through long ago wasn't even enough, then I also had to witness you starting up all this drama at first place, begging to my brother event to give you a role that no one was supposed to have but me. And look at all of this. What do you think started up all of this? You're the one who started it up all. Only because I kicked you from my brother's event server for complaining about that chat reviver bot was doing. It's like, seriously. I edited it and then I have to come to the server only to see you whining about it. It's like you aren't even understanding the purpose it was added, and I couldn't contain it anymore, so I ended up kicking you from the server. Then you have to throw a fit and start up all this bullshit. And no one here is going to listen to you because you can even get some brain cells. Less because you keep saying a lot of nonsense. Like that I was controlling the event, controlling his server, being the static, and then I was going to ban you from the server. I have some things to say about all of this. First of all, like if I was the band's father. Because do I even look like I gave him birth? Of course not. Because I am not even the band's father at all, because I never gave him birth at all, along with his mother. So this is absolutely ridiculous. Second, yeah, right, like if I had ownership. Like, how the fuck am I even controlling the server? Or in fact, how the fuck was I even controlling the server if I didn't even have ownership at all? If I had ownership, then I would have total control of the server, literally. And three, what the fuck even say that I was going to ban you from the server when I've had the balls to confront this without even banning you at all? No one say I was going to. You only made it up. And not to mention that you have to go this far to death treat my brother empty and tell him to kill himself when he clearly would never do that at all, and ban him from the event server for pointing it out, and thus roasting you because of how stupid you were at that time. And if it was little my pain I suffered long ago. First, Flame betrayed me years ago. Then Frank Knight makes me suffer the worst and tries to destroy my reputation by making tons of video out of me to make me look bad. Just saying tons of shit like that I made videos with crappy quality and low FPS for views and likes when that was never the case at all, when in fact the videos I made on my PC looked like that because of the crappy specs that my PC had when I made the videos back then. Because of the mistake I made that started up my suffering because of me accusing my friend Breezy Alien of being a pedo without any evidence. Then this shit has to happen because of you, because you cannot even think straight at all, and you have to destroy my life by manipulating my brother's D-Ban into forcefully removing me from his friends list, giving you corner only to abuse it to destroy his server, and starting up all of this at first place. Like, seriously, why, Tango? Explain to us, Tango. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to us? If my horrible past was enough, like those what I said before, and the crap that happened between me and one of the people who I've met on Google Plus, who later made up to each other and became friends, then you had to bring up all this shit here. And that I am toxic? Yeah, ironically says the one who is controlling my brother Divan tells I'm being this toxic. However, I swear that we didn't even want to resort to this, but because of your actions, you left us all no other choice. I swear that if you keep doing this, this will get you nowhere, and this will give you worse consequences than you imagine. Because if you keep doing this, you will definitely not like what will happen next. Tango Telemon wants you free. This is the last thing I want you to keep in mind, and that I will say to you. Until you improve, all of these videos will stay here, and don't try to convince us to take them down, because we won't do it this easily. However, if you want to save your reputation, then you must admit that you have complained about that Reviver bot was doing, and that you are the one who started up all this drama at first place over a kick that you got for complaining about the bot. This will be the only way to save your reputation, and the only way to save your channel from getting terminated for good. Okay, so Tango, or should I say, Tango Telemon wants you free. What you're doing is not okay. If what I've gone through long ago wasn't even enough, then I also have to witness you starting up all this drama at first place, begging to my brother Divan to give you a role that no one was supposed to have but me. And look at all of this. Who do you think started up all of this? You're the one who started up all, the one responsible of all of this. Only because I kicked you from my brother Divan server for complaining about what the Dead Chat Reviver bot was doing. Like seriously. I added it and then I have to come to the server only to see you whining above it. It's like you aren't even understanding the purpose it was added. And I swear that I did not even want to do it, but I couldn't contain it anymore, so I ended up kicking you from the server. Then you have to throw a fit and start up all this bullshit. And no one here is going to listen to you because you can even get some brain cells. Less because you keep saying a lot of nonsense, like that I was controlling the bank, controlling his server, being static, and that I was going to ban you from the server. I have some things to say about all of this. First of all, like if I was the band's father. Because do I even look like I gave him birth? Of course not. I am not even the band's father at all because I never gave him birth at all, along with his mother. So this is absolutely ridiculous. Second, Yeah, right. Like if I had ownership. Like, how the fuck was I even controlling the server if I didn't even have ownership at all? If I had ownership, then I would have total control of over the server. Literally. Free, the fact that I am being so toxic. Yeah, ironically says the one being is toxic, acting like this, controlling my priority when I'm messing with my friends and online relatives, especially for absolutely no reason. Like seriously, you're literally 17 years old, yet you still do all of this because you cannot even act your age at all. No offense. But things like those make me think that you can't act your age. And fourth, would the fuck even say that I was going to ban you from the server when I've had the balls to confront this without even banning you at all? No one said I was going to. You only made it up. And not to mention that you have to go this far to death treat my brother empty and tell him to kill himself when he clearly would never do that at all, and ban him from the event server for pointing it out and thus roasting you because of how stupid you were at that time. This proves nothing more than how messed up your mind clearly is. And if it was little my pain I suffered long ago, first Flame betrayed me years ago, then Frank Knight makes me suffer the worst and tries to destroy my reputation by making tons of videos out of me to make me look bad, then saying tons of shit like that I made the videos with crappy quality and low FPS for views and likes when that was never the case at all, when in fact the videos I made on my PC back then looked like that because of the crappy specs that my PC had when I made the videos back then, because of the mistake that I made that started up my suffering because of me accusing my friend Brucey Allen of being a pedo without any evidence. Then this shit has to happen because of you, because you cannot even think straight at all. And then you have to destroy my life by manipulating my brother Divan into forcefully removing me from his friends list, give you corner only to use it to your advantage and abuse it to destroy his server and starting up all of this at first place. Like seriously, why Tango? Explain to us, Tango. Why? Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to my friends? Why are you doing this to us? If my horrible past was enough, like just what I said before, and the crap that happened between me and one of the people who I've met on Google Plus, who later on made up to each other and became friends, then you have to bring up all this shit here. I swear to God that we didn't even want to resort to this, but because of your actions and your attitude, you left us all no other choice. I swear that if you keep doing this, this will get you nowhere, and this will give you a worse consequence than you have ever imagined. Because if you keep doing this, you will definitely not like what will happen next, especially to you, Tango Tilimon 123. This is the last thing that I will say to you that I want you to keep in mind. Until you improve, all of these videos will stay here. And don't try to convince us to take them down, because we want this easy. So don't even try anything funny. However, if you want to save your reputation, then you must admit in front of us all that you have complained about what the Deadshot Reviver bot was doing, and that you are the one who started up all this drama at first place, all over the cake that you got for complaining about the bot. This will be the only way to save your reputation, and the only way to save your channel from getting terminated for good.
Thanks for actually showing me of what you explained about Sebastian. He really has to apologize and learn things from his mistakes. Even I was angry about it. That doesn't mean that I should call them out for their toxic behavior and trying to fuck up their own lives. But yeah, I have a right to express my opinions on them if they ever make bad updates. Of course, it's quite a dangerous situation for the bot that automatically used any kind of code that was added in the software. Sometimes, depending on how things like servers work, it might get old or run out of memory, or a chip on their system is corrupted, and everything could happen depending on how the lifespan. Also, whoever made this kind of stuff are not the one responsible for all of this, but some of them can be blamed for making some shit worse. So we all should be careful on some of that software, like check for a tutorial video on what was all about before using it. I've been having Windows XP and it's quite very old on my computer because I might be mostly not knowing anything about the RAM. So I did downgrade from Windows 7 to XP back in the past at my young age, so everything dropped out by those modern softwares. So I did some research all over the internet, but first thing that I used is that VMware. It gave me some chance of using a new features and modern websites and programs for both my computer and laptop. But yes, it did take much of RAMs, I'm afraid. If you don't know what RAM is all about, then the RAM is a common computing acronym that stands for Random Access Memory. Sometimes it's called PC memory or just memory. In essence, RAM is your computer or laptop's short-term memory. It's where the data is stored that your computer processor needs to run your applications and open your files. If a RAM takes its maximum because of running software or any mistakes could happen on a computer or laptop, then some things might exactly happen, whether some files get corrupted and facing some errors on PC. Well, yeah, I used to have running most of programs that use for video games, or it's for technical software or anything that is inside VMware running Windows 7 on XP. It's never actually got it okay to run it since it's caused some lags or something that might affect some websites and server gets laggy due to low memory. And another thing is that I did actually install OneCore API, which is better than VMware, but it's not fully working due to some software aren't handling XP since there is also missing functionality. But it did helps to run over some software after Windows XP support has ended. Well, yeah, it's quite to explain it a lot, and it's a lot. Another thing that is quite different than drama. And if I actually use that for people who wants this to happen, then it might create some problems and they get uncomfortable sometimes and blame someone. We all have bad experiences in life, so we can fix things and learn from our mistakes and possibly avoiding some toxic people. Sometimes we can try to convince them to teach them between right and wrong. We all learn things from our mistakes rather than fighting. Of course I am an adult. We are real people behind a screen. We have our lives, and if people trying to push a victim so far, like myself or an example, we all have to stand up how we feel and how that we don't want to deal with those anymore. Doesn't mean that we are a bad guy that makes death threats to just make someone lead the depression or lying to them when we show screenshots for proof, or even worse, that cause somebody else to end their own life. Yeah, we all have our differences. Also, sometimes if there is a bad person who truly admits that he or she wanted to wipe a targeted person out of existence on real life or on social media. Also, if toxic people never learned their lesson, we either try to avoid the hate base and possibly just report or block them instead of responding to their negative responses. Ever since I tried to have some civil talk with them, I knew their true colors. So I guess their parents have been treating them badly. And we don't know if they are good or bad unless they admit that. That could depend on the situation. Also, speaking of how someone felt enough and got enough problems to be dealt with. Because you know a lot of people had bad experiences on the internet or in real life. They are not exactly lying about it. They may have autism spectrum disorder, but if you don't know about what autism spectrum disorder means, then it is a developmental disability caused by differences in the brain. People with autism spectrum disorder often have problems with social communication and interaction, and restricted or repetitive behaviors or interests. People with autism spectrum disorder may also have different ways of learning, moving, or paying attention. But you know exactly that people sometimes use it as an excuse, and we all have to actually try to avoid it at all costs. It doesn't mean that we should do this for revenge. We all have to understand their thoughts and feelings, and we could give them a chance to talk whether they had autism or mental health. We all have to respect each other and show mercy to everybody else around you. We may not like making a commentary live stream or something, but we could all try to learn from it until the situation is over. You only have choices you can do, whether you can get some help and take some responsibility for your own actions, or you can take criticism to avoid any problems that come in your way. I learned my lesson not to be in that way, so we all have things in peace. Let me know in the comment section when you actually had anything to fix your friendship with Sebastian. I don't really take sides, but we can try to get two people from both sides and try to get this situation resolved. If you keep this up, something bad might happen, just like what I explained to you on this video. Yeah, you might not like ruining your reputation or losing a couple of friends, but I'm not asking you to leave the internet. You can try to relax or take a break if you want to. and give everyone some chance to talk or dealing with those problems or helping you out resolve your situation. Also, I don't tolerate harassment and cyberbullying. We don't actually do that on the internet, but I hope this situation resolves for you. That's all I have to say. If anyone has any questions, let me know in the comment section. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.